So, a lot of people like to listen to YouTube videos whilst they do something else. But this is one of those videos that you kind of need to watch. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 28 video game Easter eggs that you need to see before you die. Regular viewers of this channel will have seen a lot of these Easter eggs before, but there should still be something new here for you too. Oh, and regular viewers will also know that I record all of these Easter eggs myself, simply because I think it's unfair to steal off smaller channels. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin with Halo Combat Evolved. If you complete the final level in the game on the legendary difficulty, instead of the usual cutscene, this will play instead.
Come here, you mother... Oh, this is it, baby. Hold me.
So, thinking that their days are numbered, Sergeant Johnson and an elite will stop fighting and hug it out. A personal highlight for me is the way that the elite reacts when Johnson grabs its butt. Now, most horror games of the walking simulator variety don't give you any option to fight back. Of course, this is done to increase the tension, but in 2020's Visage, that's not the case. During the Dolores chapter of the game, you can grab a wooden stake and create a bridge, which will give you access to this. I mean, I think this Easter egg would have been even cooler if they actually let you play through the game with the shotgun, but it's still brilliant either way. So despite the more recent Call of Duty games feeling lazy, the 2019 Modern Warfare reboot was different. An example of this are the numerous really cool Easter eggs that can be found in the game. But my personal favourite, and one that you really need to see, can be found on the station map. If you shoot the four things that I do, 4 numbers will be shown. If you then shoot this, a keypad will be revealed, and if you enter the 4 numbers by shooting the keypad, this will happen. So a giant teddy bear will appear, but before it can cause any damage, it's taken out by fighter jets. Which is a sentence that I never thought I'd have to say. Now, poking fun at the leader of a country with an itchy trigger finger and a bunch of nuclear bombs at his disposal usually isn't a good idea. But it seems that nobody told the Rise of the Triad developers. I mean, if I have to see this picture of Kim Jong-un, so do you. So most games don't want you using an exploit to farm for materials, and most games would usually patch something like that out, so you couldn't do it. Well, CD Projekt Red is different. If you repeatedly kill cows for their loot in The Witcher 3, eventually this will happen. So a giant chort will spawn in to teach you a lesson. The thing is, if you're a high enough level, you can kill the chort pretty easily, which means that you can farm it too. It's the circle of life. Speaking of cows, the cows found in Wreckfest are ready for anyone who would even dare try to farm them. If you head out of bounds on the Eagle Peak track, you can find this. So the cows are packing serious heat, which is surely enough to scare away any witcher looking for some quick and easy loot. Now, I don't know about you, but if a game lets me interact with an object, you can bet your life that I'm going to interact with it. For proof of this, look no further than Serious Sam's Siberian Mayhem. On the roadside picnic mission, you can find an abandoned guitar, and you can give the strings a pluck. And if you pluck like your life depends on it, this will happen. So this is the Guitar God, aka Damjan Revunak, the person that composed the music for Siberian Mayhem. Now, there are a lot of games that reference the Fallout series, but I don't think any game has gone as far as letting you actually launch a nuclear bomb. If you hit this big red button in Goat Simulator 3, a bomb will drop, but it's a bit too far away to get the full effect of a nuclear blast. Well, if you enter the coordinates that I do and press the button again, the bomb will be a lot closer to home. So the bomb didn't detonate, which is underwhelming. Let's see if we can give it a gentle nudge to get things going. So predictably, headbutting the nuclear bomb will cause it to detonate, rewarding your goat with this sweet looking Vault jumpsuit in the process. Now you may be wondering what effect the blast had on the local population. Well, apart from the odd hand or foot growing where it shouldn't be, everything seems okay. So if I'm honest, I'm not entirely sure if this next Easter egg is an Easter egg, but it's definitely one you'll want to see. At Blackwater City, you can find hoverboard race organiser Starlene, who has her assets on full display. Well, if you repeatedly side jump over Starlene's head, those already quite considerable assets will grow even bigger. So there are now so many walking simulators on the market that a whole game was created just to parody them. And it's full of cool Easter eggs. In Walking Simulator, if you head to the back of the supermarket, you can find this. So this is a reference to the coffin dance meme that went viral in 2020. Next up is Stubs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse, which is a game about turning every human into a zombie, and some of the humans definitely deserve it. On the farm level, you can find a farmer chasing a sheep, and if you help the sheep, this will happen.
I will win your love. Oh, yeah.
From this day forward, zombies and sheep will be friends.
So saving the sheep from the farmer will cause a zombie and sheep alliance to form. I mean, considering the farmer wanted to win the sheep's love, I think we did a good thing. Now, if anyone asks for advice on how to find Easter eggs in games, which has happened at least once before, I always say do the complete opposite of what the game says to see what happens. Well, in the Tallow Principle 2, that piece of advice has never been more true. So ignoring the sign and looking down will cause you to get punched in the face, which was totally worth it. Another tip that I give to people looking to find Easter eggs is to repeatedly do something until something happens, and that's how this next Easter egg can be found. If you keep emoting in Satisfactory, there is a very small chance that your character will do this. So instead of the usual clap, your character will perform a Naruto referencing hand gesture instead. But don't ask me to name which one. So considering America's Army Proving Grounds was the official game of the United States Army, you'd probably think it was a serious game about serious things. Well, not quite. On the Homestead map, if you shoot the bell under the water enough times, this will happen. Now, I don't know if any of these creations are a reference to anything, but if you recognise something, then let me know in the comments. So if my timing is right, this video should be uploaded on a Thursday, and if you visit this secret area in Postal Brain Damage today, you would find this.
Those moronic developers thought they could hide this from me?
So a picture of a giant frog thing. Well, if you visit the same secret room on a Wednesday, this will happen instead.
Thought they could hide this from me?
It is Wednesday, my dudes. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
So this is a reference to the It's Wednesday My Dude vine that was popular a few years back.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Now, the Sin games are full of Easter eggs, but this particular Easter egg has to be one of my favourites of all time. On the Supremacy Tower level, you can find this.
JC, we're at the knock.
Good job. Patch me in, I'll start pulling down the data. Hang on a second, I'm picking up a transmission. Syntax bringing in a chopper. Roddick's not going to be there long.
He's still got his mutagens.
So this is a reference to this scene from the 1998 comedy movie A Night at the Roxbury. Now, this next Easter egg was actually one of the first Easter eggs I ever recorded. Or at least I think it is. And it's still brilliant. In the Evil Within's Consequence DLC, if you interact with the vending machine 15 times, this will happen. Sticking with the Evil Within now, well, the Evil Within 2 anyway. If you backtrack all the way to O'Neill after completing Chapter 6, this brilliant fourth wall breaking conversation will play out.
Sebastian, what are you doing here?
I'm in the middle of some serious shit right now, O'Neill. I could use some help out there.
No way.
Are you kidding? Do you know how long it took me to come back here to talk to you about this?
You could have just called, you know.
Are you coming with me or not?
I told you I wasn't going to leave this place. It's fucking evil out there.
That may be, but there's evil within, too.
Whatever. I'll take my chances in here. See you around, Sebastian.
So the Battlefield series has always had some really cool Easter eggs, and I could easily throw in one of these shark Easter eggs here as they both are brilliant. But I didn't. On the Almarge encampment and province maps, you can find a book called M1 Garand, The Magic That Won the War. Now, here is where things get really cool. If you have a squad of 4, you'll be able to interact with the book, causing this to happen. So the book gives you the ability to reload your Garand with the power of your mind, which is brilliant. Next up is Pipe BMX, with an Easter egg that will see you riding in style. If you ride over the patches of grass that I do, your bike will no longer be a bike. Now, Rise Son of Rome has loads of cool Easter eggs, but this particular Easter egg is one that you definitely need to see for yourself. During Chapter 7, you need to use the Scorpio to take out the first group of enemies, making sure that you don't hit any of the statues. Then you need to kill the next 2 groups of guards the good old fashioned way, before heading back to the Scorpio and using it to shoot the statues I do. So this is the giant head of the Roman Emperor Nero casually rotating in a pool, and I think it's awesome. Now, this next Easter egg from Star Wars Jedi Survivor requires some serious patience. If you enter this crack in the wall on the planet of Kobo, you will find that this crack is deceptively deep, just like my ex-girlfriend's. However, if you keep on moving, you will eventually find this.
Interesting.
So after a long shimmy, we can find a Mogu being drawn by a group of droids. And personally, I think it's good to have a hobby. So in a video about Easter eggs that have to be seen to be believed, I couldn't possibly leave out Hitman. On the Miami map, if you walk over the fountains that I do whilst holding a fish, a special secret exit will allow 47 to leave in style.
That is Ted Mendez, one of the country's most influential military-grade moneymen. This must be connected to Kronstadt.
Up next is Day of Defeat, with an Easter egg that is so random I won't even attempt to guess what it means. In the Source Engine World War II shooter Day of Defeat, if you shoot the sign that I do, this will happen. So The Suffering Ties That Bind is a gory and often depressing game, but it is home to one of the coolest secret weapons in all of video games. Now, to unlock this weapon, you'll need to enter the shop near Torque's apartment and find the bathroom. Once here, you'll need to interact with these items in this order. First, turn the light off, turn the sink on, quickly flush the toilet 3 times, turn the sink off, and finally turn the light on. If done correctly, a swizzle stick will appear inside the shop, which you will need to destroy. Continue through the level until you reach the room above the canal, where this will happen.
Get those damn things away from me!
So this Kool-Aid Man wannabe will drop a giant swizzle stick for you to use as a weapon. I mean, considering it's just olives on a stick, it's pretty devastating. So that's it. I'm sure there are tons of Easter eggs that you think should have been in this video, and if we get enough suggestions, I'm more than happy to make a commenter's version of this video too. If you are a fan of Easter eggs and secrets in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.